25 साल, right? Like ये बोलते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है कि it's just been so long and everything. But today when I look at you, you look the same.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You look the same.
I will conquer any devilish function that there is here. That's what life should be about. You shouldn't hold on to anything that's not serving you.
Yeah.
You know, spiritually or emotionally. Yeah. I think for my dad, I think most of my takeaways are from my dad. I think because he's been in the line and he is the ultimate role model for me. Senior actors that I've worked with, there's always been some takeaway, whether it's Amit ji, whether it's Ajay or Akshay sir or I've had a very small work experience with Shah Rukh sir, for Om Shanti Om, and then I did some show with him. The fact that I want to be a part of good hit films, blockbusters, and I've always chosen scripts that are massy, more entertaining. I'll play the part, whatever I need to play, no matter how I am in my personal life, I will play that part. So that came during my first film, when I was shooting my first film, that I can be somebody I'm not. In fact, with Satish ji, whom I was most scared of, because he was strict with me and it was my first film, I said I want certain close-ups reshot.
Wow.
That was my first schedule, and I was not really comfortable with that. I want these close-up reshot, and I don't know what came into me. I think during my time, I think we'd kind of get an idea if there's a strong buzz about a film or not. We'd always know. But initially, I guess, Kuch To Hai didn't do too well. I think there were a lot of hopes that Ding Dong had become a very big hit.
Ding Dong abhi bhi viral hai.
Yeah.
Like there is in fact there is also...
Ding Dong has actually brought Kuch To Hai back to the limelight.
Yeah.
Ding Dong Hai is now become a rage. It was a hit song then, but now I think post-pandemic with Insta Reels and all that, every day there are some reels coming up, somebody's wedding, somebody's Sangeet, and they've tagged me.
Hello everyone, welcome to Filmibeat. This is Hesha Chima, and joining me here for a conversation today is an actor who I thoroughly enjoyed speaking to when I spoke to him a year back. I think probably I must have discussed everything with him, but I know that in a little time, my brain is such that I have so much to ask him, and I'm lucky enough to be speaking to him yet again after 25 years of completion in the industry. Tusshar Kapoor, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Oh my God, 25 साल, right? Like ये बोलते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है कि it's just been so long and everything. But today when I look at you, you look the same.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You look the same.
I hope so.
You do. You're looking fit as always. You're looking great. And on top of that, I can't imagine that 25 years ago, you made a debut. So this is me. This is my observation.
Oh, that's sweet.
But
so
now I'm going to talk about you. I want to see like how do you look back? Can you see कि हाँ 25 साल हो गए, debut कर लिया, actor बन गया. Like how does it happen in your head?
It feels like this has flown by. It feels like I've just finished making my first film or just started my first film. Yeah. And the next thing I know is that I'm sitting, talking about my 25th year, 26th years begun. Yeah. And actually it's been 26 years since I started shooting, 25 years since the first film released. So that's actually, I'm 26 years in the industry.
Oh wow.
And I'm going to turn 50 this year. Let's announce it. 50. Yeah.
Damn!
So,
ये कोई नहीं बोल पाएगा कि आप 50 के लगते हो. I have to say this. My audience out there will agree you don't look like 50 at all. If
I
look
hope
like,
that's true.
No, if I look like this at 50, like in my female version also, I'll be damn happy.
I'm very, very flattered. And I hope it stays that way. Yeah. For as long as I can. I know time will make some changes, but we can just try to make that as slow as possible. Besides that, I think it's my work that has kept me feeling youthful. I mean, the fact that I am always on a high when I'm working, and no matter what is going on in my life, no matter how much stress there is, personal, professional, whatever it is, it's the work that, it's like the best therapy possible, and keeps you going, keeps you charged, keeps you wanting more, and that hunger is what I think has kept me on my toes, and which is why I think I've weathered every storm. Wow. Yeah.
But मुझे एक बात जाननी है आपसे. Like I don't know. This is my observation. Whenever I've spoken to you, this is the second time I'm talking to you. I feel you bring this sense of calm. Like I'm a very loud, happy, hyper person, but I'm also calm when I have to be. But with you, my energy becomes suddenly very calm.
I am not very calm at all.
Really?
काम बहुत है, काम करना है. काम से काम हो जाता हूँ मैं, लेकिन I'm not very calm. I also get very affected by toxicity around me, or and there's so much in the world today. Yeah. And I am sensitive. I do get hassled, but I work my way around the negativity that we all come across in our lives. Yeah. I overcome it. Try to overcome it. and try to move on from things that need to be left behind in your life.
Yeah.
And that's a strength that I think that's probably come from my parents. Maybe it's inborn, or maybe it's something that I've become growing up, more resilient. So I am resilient, but I'm not calm. Yeah, I am sensitive, I get affected, but I will conquer any devilish function that there is.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what life should be about. No, you shouldn't hold on to anything that's not serving you.
Yeah.
Spiritually or emotionally. Yeah.
पर ये जर्नी कब शुरू हुई, this whole understanding of self? Because let's say 25-26 साल पहले भी like we're all like dabbling, right? हमें नहीं पता कि हमें क्या करना है, हमें किस stream में जाना है, and then once you finalize कि चलो भी यही stream में करना है, then comes the pressure, performance pressure, delivering pressure, like pressure that we take on our own, and then starts probably our spiritual journey and the journey of getting to know each other. How has it been for you when you look back all these years?
Yeah, I think initially we're immature, we're kind of finding our foothold in whichever line of work that we choose, and we feel tossed around because you're figuring things out, and then as you figure that you can't figure anything out, it's not in your control.
Yeah.
You can only try to do your best. That's when the calmness comes, and that's when the spiritual self-awakening, am I being true to myself? What is my opinion of myself? And can I do more than I have done as thus far for a film or anything that I'm attached to?
Yeah.
Or is it worth staying attached to something beyond a certain point? I think these are signs of maturity.
Yeah.
These are signs that there's a universe out there, and we are only pawns in the games that the universe is playing, and he or whoever the universe is controlling will play the right game depending on what our karma is, what our hard work is, what we put into something, what we bring to the table. We will get our due eventually. So rather than focusing on the destination, just enjoy the journey. I think this is gyan I don't want to give anybody. I'm also constantly giving myself this gyan every day, and I think life is still hard, but it's important to learn to deal with whatever you go through, and get a better perspective on things that are important to you, whether it's your work, whether it's your personal life. It's just about getting that better perspective each day, one step at a time.
True. But also what's happening is, like you very nicely said, it's gyan and everything. But I think today they're fetching gyan. Somewhere down the line, I think we're in this hustle of self-discovery. Everybody wants to get aligned right now. They're all like, okay, career is there, work-life balance bhi hona chahiye, kaam bhi rehna chahiye, etc., etc. All of that is happening. And at the same time, I'm seeing there's a whole bunch of people who want to also take it easy in life. Like, when they talk about Gen Zs and everything, I mean, you're a dad, like you'll understand that, probably your dad must have been different. You are different, and now your son's different too, in their own way. I want to know, like, in your journey, like, if you look back, what is that one thing that probably you picked up on the way from maybe the people you met, which could be gyan, which could be observation, or it could be just something that, really stayed with you as an actor, Tusshar the actor, that you thought I should carry forward it in my life.
Something that I could take away from somebody or something like...
Yeah, like something that you probably even observed and that just stayed with you.
I think for my dad, I think most of my takeaways are from my dad. I think because he's been in the line and he is the ultimate role model for me. So the idea that you got to keep working and not get too stressed about selecting perfectly. There's no perfect selection in movie scripts, etc., etc. Sometimes there are parameters that are not within your control, and a film that doesn't really have much going for it becomes a blockbuster, and something that has so much going for it doesn't really see the light of day also.
Yeah.
So there's not much you can control. So I've learned from him that it's important to just keep working and stay cool. That's one takeaway. The other takeaway is he doesn't really worry too much about things that are beyond his control. He gets affected by the outcome if it's not as per his expectation, but he knows how to let go. So that also is another chilled out quality that he has, which I have kind of hopefully imbibed from him. And other takeaways from all the senior actors that I've worked with, there's always been some takeaway, whether it's Amit whether it's Ajay or Akshay sir, or I've had a very small work experience with Shah Rukh sir, for Om Shanti Om, and then I did some show with him. But I think the passion that he brings, there's some little gesture, something that he says, that's always stayed with me, And these people haven't really given any gyan, but just observing them,
Yeah.
watching their strength, you know, in a world that is cutthroat and in a world that is like demands so much from you.
Yeah.
You know, just seeing them just work and work and work, you know, that's itself is like a schooling.
True.
Yeah.
And you know, I think for an actor, it's very important to be an observer also. I feel like you guys observe so much and then you make a character look so real and believable. Like, मैं नहीं imagine कर सकती आपने जो गोलमाल में किया है. मतलब मुझे बोलो बस ऐसे टाइम पास के लिए भी करने के लिए I won't be able to pull it off, you know, because apprehensions होते हैं कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे, लोग कैसे देखेंगे. कैमरा suddenly on हो जाता है, हम इतने different हो जाते हैं more than anything else. And then you pulled off something like that, right? So things like these really shape you as an actor, which is observation, and correct me if I'm wrong, and then of course your hard work. But if Tusshar today had to attribute maybe like one quality that made him survive this hectic industry, according to you, what is that quality in you?
Ooh. I'm not really in a position to say that I have a certain quality that has made me survive within the industry. The willingness to learn and
Can I add something? Can I say resilience for you?
yeah, resilience, which I think I've spoken so much about resilience and calmness and where I get my philosophical you know, strength from. All that I've spoken. So I wanted to say something different maybe.
Go for it.
I think the idea probably is what has made me that one thing that never giving up. Yeah, that's also resilience, but there's a fire to keep
going,
making hit films.
And also
let's look at it that way, that it's about let's say something more commercial. Let's say something more something that people would say, okay, that's not cool enough, but I think it's cool. The fact that I want to be part of good hit films, blockbusters, and I've always chosen scripts that are massy, more entertaining. Even if the film is from a genre that is probably more realistic and it has a more evolved sensibility, I think the film has to be entertaining, whether it's a show or whether it's a khaki, then I feel charged enough to do it. So I think that has kept me going, that I've always catered to the common man's sensibility and, you know, try to do things or make movies that appeal to a wider audience. I think that has been part of my longevity. You know, I've never tried to be pseudo or, you know, too cool, you know, for the movie world and, you know, for Hindi cinema, but I'm still doing Hindi cinema. I've never had the double standard. Maybe that has been one factor which has probably held me on, and I've had a connection with the audiences thus far, thankfully, hopefully. I think probably because I'm massy.
Yeah.
Let's look at it that way. Yeah.
I like that. I'm massy. I like it. Okay, so let's talk about thoda bahut. I want to understand in terms of pressure points. Okay. मतलब मेरे पापा जर्नलिस्ट नहीं है तो मुझे नहीं पता कि क्या प्रेशर होता है, बट अगर शायद मेरे पापा फिल्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर रह चुके हैं तो मुझे फिल्म इंडस्ट्री पता है कैसे चलती है, तो वो एक एड ऑन रहा मेरे करियर में कि टुडे आई कैन गो बैक टू हिम एंड बी लाइक, पापा थोड़ा हेल्प कर दो, मुझे इस एक्टर से बात करनी, क्या पूछूं, या डेफिनेटली विद अ वेटरन एक्टर तो आई एम रनिंग बैक टू माय डैड, यू नो, तो वो मेरे लिए हेल्प हो जाती है. इन चांसेस और प्रोबेबली इन योर करियर ग्राफ, यू नो, इज देयर अ पर्टिकुलर फिल्म और अ प्रोजेक्ट जो आपको इतना ज़्यादा चैलेंज कर गई स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ते ही कि यू हैड टू गो टू नॉट जस्ट योर पापा बट टू एनीबडी जस्ट टू सीक सम सॉर्ट ऑफ एन एडवाइस कि यार ये मैं कर पाऊंगा या नहीं कर पाऊंगा, ऐसा कभी हुआ था?
बहुत बार. आई थिंक व्हेन आई डिड द गोलमाल फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, व्हेन आई डिड माय फर्स्ट गोलमाल, आई डिडंट हैव टू गो टू एनीबडी, बट आई वाज feeling nervous about playing a character which is mute. And how will I rehearse? How will I do it? Will the humor come out? Before I started rehearsing and doing the workshop, when the workshop started, then I started stressing about ये इतना मेहनत लग रहा है, इतनी मेहनत लगी, then
कैसे करूँगा,
कैसे मतलब ये मेहनत मतलब eventually खत्म होगी कि नहीं, होगी भी कि नहीं, कि सेट पर जाऊँगा और कुछ याद ही नहीं रहेगा, you know, तो वो nervousness आने लगी. So it was stressful, but I think once I did one scene ना,
तो हो जाता था. Then
I felt like I've kind of cracked the code. Now I have to do my best. Then the audience के हाथ में होगा अगर उनको पसंद आएगा कि नहीं आएगा. But ये कर पाऊंगा मैं, वो आ गया था when I did one scene in the film. Then of course you get challenging scenes and then there are challenges. But then shootout के time पे my first film, before my first film, I was most hesitant then. I wanted to do it, but then I was running to my parents time and again saying that have I made the right choice? I have never done dance classes, I have never done fight classes, I have never done व्हाट इज द डिक्शन क्लासेस, मुझे बोलते हैं ऐसे चल के, ऐसे चलना चाहिए, ऐसे बैठना चाहिए, ऐसे। अब तुम एक्टर हो, जब तुम एक्टिंग नहीं भी कर रहे हो तो एक्टिंग करनी पड़ती है, मुहूर्त में आते हो तो तुम्हें एक्टिंग करके आनी पड़ेगी, बात करना पड़ेगा लोगों से जैसे कि तुम फिल्मी हो, यू नो ऑल दोज थिंग्स व्हिच आर क्वाइट बोगस।